TikToker is legally seizing Swiss land as a king. Huh? Okay. Shout out to atozy for the video. It's a great video. Well, no, sorry, not a great video. I haven't seen it, but he makes great videos. He will be linked in the description below. Yes, we officially got the link down there, so hit the link. Follow up on everything else. If you didn't know, I have 2 other channels, right? One is now a dedicated shorts channel, and then one, I think it's this Low Willis clips or something. It's a body cam channel. So that's police stuff, all types of crap. So if you like that stuff, hit the link, follow up on everything else. Then we got TikTok, Instagram, all that jazz. Hit the link, like this video, subscribe, and let's get into it. So a TikToker, okay, this might be some real
This
stuff.
TikToker crowned himself king of Switzerland, built a fake military, started seizing, claiming, and collecting land, and somehow local governments still can't fully stop him. So this is definitely one of the more bizarre stories I've covered here in a while. Because apparently Switzerland kind of has a king now, at least a self-proclaimed king, and he's doing everything in his power to gain as much power through, you know, a whole bunch of weird legal loopholes. But no, this isn't some like random ceremonial mascot or random billionaire. No, this is a actual guy who crowned himself king, built an empire, created his own military faction, minted his own currency, and legally claimed over 100,000 square meters of Swiss land. So that is actually a whole lot of land. And the wildest part of all this is somehow this is technically real. So meet Jonas Lauener, a 31-year-old Swiss IT specialist who decided normal hobbies, no, they were beyond him. That's way too boring. Instead, he became the Royal Highness and I guess the new king of Switzerland. Fascinating LARP. But the LARP has legs. It's kind of real. And that's where it gets very bizarre. Because the dude has a crown, a coronation ceremony, an imperial flag, a fake currency, an armored vehicle, military regiments, and empire.
Okay, this is weird, but yo, if you're like from Switzerland or the Switzerland, I guess. But if you're from there, yo, what's actually going on there, right? They know more than we usually get. But this dude, I mean, he looks legit.
Fake currency, an armored vehicle, military regiments, an Empire Legion, a palace, and an official website explaining to, I guess, everyone in all seriousness that he's a real thing. Bro essentially gave a NATO briefing on why he's a real.
I mean, if it's legal, it's legal. Yo, he's doing what he's doing. He's a man with a passion. Love to see it.
King. And now Swiss authorities are actually getting nervous about him because underneath all of the LARPing and cosplaying here, the guy essentially found a completely legal loophole of Swiss property law that let him slowly acquire abandoned and ownerless land across the country for essentially free, roads included. So now there are actual Swiss neighborhoods where residents wake up every morning and technically drive across this dude's kingdom, a land that's essentially owned by him. So we have a self-proclaimed monarch with an
hey man, a man with a passion.
Imperial Army section on his website, and yeah, that's actually a real sentence. I can't believe I'm talking about this, honestly. It's safe to say the internet always has a way of surprising me, but apparently you can join this legion. So if you click the join section, and I'm not promoting this whatsoever, it takes you to a contact form with a pretty interesting "we need you" sign. Okay. And yeah, before you think this is some like harmless internet joke, local governments are trying to change laws because of this guy. So the story starts off honestly in the most absurd way possible. So according to multiple reports, Jonas, he was born in Switzerland in 1994 to a Swiss father and a Moroccan mother. He worked in automation and industrial IT, served in the military for a few years, and by all accounts, he lived a pretty normal life. Then, on his 20th birthday, his father gave him a small piece of land. That's it. That's the origin story. Most people get like a watch or some sort of other family heirloom, but this guy, he received a small plot of land, and I guess that just activated some sort of hidden emperor gene in this guy, because after getting that property, Jonas discovered something incredibly important buried inside of the Swiss property law. Because apparently under Article 658 of the Swiss Civil Code, ownerless land can legally be claimed, not stolen, claimed. So if nobody owns it, a person can technically register ownership through legal channels. And Jonas realized almost nobody else was taking advantage of this. So while normal people were spending their free time watching Netflix, this guy was apparently combing through land registries like it was some medieval treasure hunt. Honestly, I think we just found the textbook definition of weaponized autism, because bro was absolutely scheming here, and apparently it worked, because over time he claimed more and more land across Switzerland. Forests, roads, fields, industrial plots, random abandoned parcels, and eventually...
Yo, I guess don't knock it till you try it, right? Bro found a cheat code. Bro, it's legal. If it's legal, it's legal. What can we say about this? He found a cheat code. I would give him a round of applause for that. I mean, realistically. This is... Weaponized autism is funny. But this is amazing, bro. I mean, he found a cheat code. I love it.
Actually, building what he calls now the Lawiner Empire. The thing that really, I guess, surprises me of all this is, are there no property taxes in Switzerland? Because to me, this sounds like a very expensive annual bill. 0.1 to 0.3% of the property's assessed value. Okay, so I mean, that's relatively low, at least for US standards. But still, I mean, if he has 100,000 square meters of land, you would assume that wouldn't be the cheapest bill. And before the dude starts having people move on to his land, and he starts charging them taxes so he can pay his own property tax. Who knows? Regardless, I guess at some point, once he collected enough land, he realized, you know what? This land needs a monarchy. So in 2019, at the age of 24, he rented a Niedeg church in Bern and held himself an actual ceremony. So he showed up in full royal clothing with a jewel-covered crown, while a choir sang in the background like it was like the ending of some sort of fantasy movie. And I guess just like that, he became king of his own lands. And according to reports, many of the attendees were either friends or hired actors, which somehow makes all of this even more entertaining. Because imagine getting a gig request that's just like, hey man, can you show up to me crowning myself as king for my land? Thank you. And no, this wasn't done ironically either. This would be an amazing bit if it was a bit, but I guess he's very dedicated to the bit, so much so that it's not even a bit anymore. Because I guess Jonas commits to the bit with so much intensity that you could pretty much call it a supervillain origin story. Because once you discover his website, things just get crazy. Because at first, you think this is just some eccentric rich guy doing some performance art. But then you open the official King of Switzerland website and realize, oh wow, this guy has created an entire cinematic universe around himself. I am talking full lore. Citizenship applications, military patches, royal titles, and pages written land empire. And the site also insists that he's not trying to overthrow Switzerland. He says he respects democracy and Swiss law. In fact, there is this like wholesome...
He respects it so much, he's following it. That sounds amazing.
...section where he starts talking about Switzerland's mountains, lakes, forests, and democratic traditions, like he's filming some sort of like tourism commercial. But then, I guess 2 paragraphs later, he's suddenly like Field Marshal of the Empire Legion and Admiral of the Empire Fleet. What? And then, let's see, that was also a Grandmaster of the Order of Merit. Hold on, what? This man's empire is mostly roads and random forests. Like, why do you need an admiral? But then, of course, we get to the military section, because that's where things get even more interesting. So here we have...
so he has a military. Okay, that's cool.
The mission. And according to the official website, the Lawiner Empire Legion serves as a air, land, and sea-based branch of the Empire Forces. Who are the Empire Force? I'm so confused. Did he go to like the Swiss version of like a medieval times pop-up and went, gather around, I need my troops for the Legion. And then whoever like put their hand up, he was like, you're in. Come back to the kingdom. Defend it. But hey, I don't know. Again, this is Switzerland, the same country that's...
see if he has guards.
Famous for being extremely neutral. So I wonder, will they stay neutral about a new king popping up? Who knows? But regardless, now we have a self-appointed king writing military doctrine online. And he says that he's preserving the peace and security and providing a defense of the empire. Not for Switzerland, for the empire. My brother in Christ, the empire has some roads in Switzerland. I am so confused right now. I think the Swiss army has those roads covered, but what do I know? But then it all escalates to overcoming any nations responsible for aggressive acts that imperil the peace and security of the Lawiner Empire. I am so confused. Can he stop people? Like, what is does Switzerland have stand your ground laws? No, Switzerland does not have stand your ground laws. Instead, Swiss self-defense are strictly governed by the principle of proportionality, requiring your
Gay.
people off of his land if someone walks onto it. Like, he can't use like deadly force. Well, this is good to know. And before a new area.
Well, I'm sure it wouldn't be anything. I'm sure it would honestly just be like internet stuff, where like they might have like 5 people out there, and they might have ARs or like whatever they can get their hands on out there, like a hand pistol, handgun, just to be funny and have like wear their own uniform. I would, if he claims the land, it would be funny. I would see it. But I wouldn't want you to get radical with it. Like you're not getting in here without this. Come on, bro. It's a bit.
Empire.
Until it's not.
They can't stop us all. I am not endorsing this whatsoever. That's just a joke. This is a hyperbolic joke, guys. This is a hyperbolic joke. But if it did happen, it would be funniest if people showed up dressed like knights. Because let's be real. What aggressive acts is he worried about? Like someone parked illegally near one of his forests? Like, bro.
Mighty eyes of the mighty Lord, I shall hold my post.
When I first found out about this, I was praying it was satire. It suddenly gets very serious and starts talking about military readiness, public security missions, hostile troops, and eliminating local underground elements. What is...
He needs a counterintelligence agency.
What does that even mean? Like, excuse me, what underground elements are you dealing with in suburban Switzerland? Like, I'm growing up in Norway, and we have like Hulda, and we have like Tiroli Skogen, which means like, little trolls that live in the forest. And then of course you have like
What the hell is that?
So you have like small little Santas that live in the mountains. I don't know. Switzerland probably has something like that. So is he worried about the equivalent or the Swiss equivalent of that underground? I don't know. But then, again, this is real, by the way, the website openly admits that the Legion is more accurately described as a paramilitary, which is a funny sentence to include on your personal monarchy website. Like, imagine explaining this to your grandmother. No, grandma, it's not a fake army. The website specifically says it's a paramilitary. Yeah, I don't know. But the deeper you go into this website, the more it feels like Jonas just watched every historical drama.
It's like a security. You're a security
on Netflix and decided to combine it all into this like personal story arc. And as if you asked, yes, there is a Legion oath. I'm serious, because before joining the Empire Legion, recruits apparently have to swear loyalty before God and to the Empire, their fellow companions, and the Emperor. So is he a king or an emperor? Or are those synonymous with each other? An emperor outranks a king. Hold up, what? So is he king or emperor? Hold up. Yo, also, emperor penguins look way cooler than king penguins. They just look more royal. Dude, that's awesome. Penguins.
So that's emperor?
Look way cooler than king penguin.
King penguins way look cooler. Hot take. Their beaks look cooler. The orange on the back looks cooler. They just look big.
They just look more royal. Dude, that's awesome. Huh. Where do emperor penguins live? Yeah, they live in Antarctica, like most other penguins. That's cool. So anyway, his oath ends with until the end, I swear. I don't know. It's interesting. The dude owns some abandoned roads in Switzerland and is now, I guess, like collecting and gathering an army. Like they're gonna defend Minas Tirith or something like that. Yeah. But then the website introduces the command structure of the Empire Legion, which is where things
skip to it.
Oversees multiple regiments with main operating lands. One regiment operates in Switzerland, one operates in Morocco, and one apparently has main operating lands in the Ukraine. Okay,
yeah, and let's go fight. Let's go to Ukraine. No, I'll stay in Switzerland. No, Ukraine. No, I want Switzerland. No, you're going to Ukraine. I can't go to Morocco. No, you're going to Ukraine.
I feel like this is kind of the moment where it's like, haha, funny guy LARPing as a king in Switzerland to hold up. What is he doing in the Ukraine? What am I even looking at here at this point? I don't know. Now, I'm not going to speculate here whatsoever, but he does own a decent amount of military equipment. According to multiple reports in his own website, he has antique cannons, armored vehicles, and what some outlets describe as a former East German tank. Again, bro, what's going on here? I don't feel like that would affect anything that's currently...
I mean, he wouldn't be able to do anything with that. It's gonna take one drone strike and he's cooked. Like, let's be real. I got all these anti-tank, bro. They're not gonna send a tank on you. They're gonna send a drone, a predator drone, right up on you, and you're gonna get blown up. Oh, I got it. Like let's be real. Like you could say whatever you want. I got an anti-tank gun. And it's gonna be on camera. You dying. Just be real. You're gonna no, you're gonna you know the drones, right? And it's gonna fire right up on you.
Going
Anti-tank
on in the
gun.
Ukraine, but still, again, hello, what's going on here? I'm also really confused. Like, is he threatening people that drive on his roads? I don't know. But in 2024, he actually tried to bring in the armored vehicle to the federal square and burn. And authorities said, yeah, no, please don't do that. Which honestly may have been the funniest government interaction imaginable. Like, imagine the Swiss dude who's sitting in the government who had to take that phone call. Hello, yes. The self-proclaimed king would like to have permission to drive his tank into the Capitol. Is that okay? No. Okay, I will tell him. No. Like, what? Like, but I guess the thing is, Jonas himself insists none of this is dangerous over and over again. He says the empire is just symbolic. He says that he respects Swiss law, and he says that he's proud to be Swiss. He also goes on to say he does not want any violence, but then he posts stuff like this. Dude, the Law Winner Empire YouTube channel. This is so diabolical. This is actually like, this is some aged lore, by the way, because I mean, like, this is 2 years old. Actually, scratch the whole bit about him going to medieval times, because he probably just went to an airsoft field and he went, hey guys, anyone here want to form a militia? I have some forests and roads to protect. Because honestly, I mean, this is the craziest LARP I've seen in a long.
Yeah, I'm ex Delta Force. I'll do it for you. I was in SEAL Team Tax. Meal team
Time.
buddy.
And LARP is some like rich bro to sell a course. At least this is providing some solid entertainment. Because I mean, like, from what I can tell, it's essentially harmless, but it's still fascinating to put it lightly. So he's accumulated 0.3 square miles of land.
To me, it just looks like a great use of free will. Like, he's just doing whatever, I guess.
I want to see what that looks like. Okay, so it's not like that big. I'm seeing like a plot and I mean, like, Airsoft Bros go to Ren Fair. And I'm not Airsoft Bros, by the way. I have fun playing Airsoft from time to time. I haven't played Airsoft in like a decade, but Airsoft is pretty fun. But I guess the craziest part about this entire strategy is it actually worked. Because while people online are laughing at the crown and the military uniforms, local governments are scrambling because the man genuinely figured out a way to accumulate, I guess, leverage through land ownership. And that's the real reason authorities are nervous. Not the crown, not the militia that he's, I guess, pieced together now. But I guess a lot of the land that Jonas claimed wasn't glamorous. Like, a huge amount of it was just abandoned infrastructure, tiny forests, forgotten parcels, and sections of privately developed roads that nobody technically owned anymore. And that sounds harmless until you realize people still use those roads daily. According to reports, over 5,000 people actually drive across those roads owned by Jonas. So I feel like the funniest thing he could do would be set up toll roads. That'd be such a scumbag thing to do. Actually, most likely, if he started setting up toll roads, I have a feeling he would get shut down. Because that's, I guess, when he's no longer harmless anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't, like, you're pushing that toll roads, but I wouldn't mind if they did like a fake gate guards and they had the gates going up and down. You know you have to pay money for that, but like just them standing out the roads.
I also say it's funny when, like, I hate toll roads so much, but still, objectively, that could be kind of funny. Yeah, but it is also kind of funny that thousands of Swiss people are now driving across this random dude's kingdom. And no, he might not have toll roads right now, but he does absolutely monetize this stuff because he says he charges maintenance fees for road usage. He sells construction rights near roads he owns, and he grants access permissions for new developments. So at one point, local officials at Guenci, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but local officials there, he reportedly wanted him to reclaim one of the roads, and Jonas initially offered two options: either pay him around 150,000 Swiss francs or rename the road after him. Like, imagine living on some random suburban street and suddenly your mayor has to seriously discuss whether Lawiner Street is worth avoiding some weird legal dispute with a self-declared monarch. Like, what is going on here? I feel like aspects of this could have easily been in a Parks and Recreation episode, but naturally, in that instance, local politicians were furious. One official accused him of having an excessive thirst of power and an exaggerated need to put himself forward. But another lawyer accused...
It's like, no one asked for your opinion, dude. Use excessive force of power. No, he doesn't. I'm not seeing it. He's literally not... From what I'm saying, he's not doing anything. He's just... This looks like all trolls to me. He's excessive use of power. Okay, loser.
of abusive exploitation and tried taking legal action against him. But I guess the lawsuit was dismissed because technically Jonas wasn't breaking the law. This guy didn't hack the system. He didn't. And the dude just absolutely ran with it. So now Swiss officials just kind of have to deal with this. And apparently a quote from him was, "I do it digitally and without bloodshed." So hey, at least good for him. But yes, this is why this is probably one of the more ridiculous stories I've covered in a long time. Because regardless, Jonas, I guess,
it's legal.
Achieved what he set out to do. He became famous across Switzerland. He built a recognizable public identity. He gained political attention, and he acquired massive amounts of land and turned abandoned roads into income streams. And somehow, against all odds, he even entered actual politics. So, and I feel like that's kind of the funniest part of all this, is because now you have a self-proclaimed king of Switzerland actually getting elected to a city council seat in Bergdorf. So what a fascinating situation. And one of the reasons why I think this is like one of the funniest things of this whole story is because somewhere in Switzerland, most likely this means there's a completely normal government meetings where a man dressed as some fictional empire occasionally just shows up. So yeah, that's the story of the
great use of free will.
New king of Switzerland. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below.
I think it's amazing use of free will. I love to see it. I love it. I'm gonna watch this one. This one looks like a good one. They have ruined their lives over. They're ruining their lives. Speedrunning Scientology churches. Dang. Okay. Even though I'm against it, right? I said, like, I watched the video. And I saw it. I was like, oh, like, this is if you're gonna do it, it's fine here, because I've heard a lot of things, but it's still illegal. It's still illegal. Dude's testing Switzerland's ability to stay neutral. Yeah. So he basically did the real version of establishing titles. Yeah. I'm not using my free will as full potential. So many people out here just doing things straight up. You're not lying. It's funny. It started when he received a small plot of land, and then the plot thickness. Okay, I get it. I get what you're saying. That's a, bro. Honestly, it's a great use of free will. I love to see it. I mean, that's basically a historian acquisition of, I don't know. Crew nations. Didn't Peter Griffin do this? He might have. Considering this is a Swiss territory, he's leaving a ton of money on the table if he doesn't have an official government. Chocolate. I don't know if that means. Troll roads. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Troll roads. That'd be cool. Like him just having maybe like a fake military or whatever, or like a guard, and then have like a sign being like, "You've entered to here," and then having a sign, "You left here." You know, just don't be crazy with it. I think it'd be funny. Let me know what you think about this. If you live in Switzerland, I don't know. What is your opinion about this? Right? Would you like this to go more? Do you like where it's at, or would you just like it to be gone? Let me know.